So I've been working on my Poro deck a lot, and I was thinking by myself, what must I do to get the edge on others? And I finally had it, because I was working with Damacia all the time and Freljord. And that's actually mainly because at first you also start with both a bit Damacia and Freljord when you pick a standard deck for it. Now, and that was entirely wrong. All I had to do was get my main guy, my Heart of the Fluff, get him, because this is one of my win conditions, get him to 20 or 30 per attack damage, and then make sure he gets Elusive, and there's almost no decks that has anything against it. So, and as soon as I realized that, I started winning, and all I had to do was add these 3 daring Poros, and because of the Poro Herder, I keep pulling them. I make sure I have them, as well as all the other cards that ensure, like the Lonely Poro can also get the Poros you need. And I'm gonna show you in a minute how incredibly often I win, even when the battle seems to be entirely lost and I just have one guy left. And when it's Heart of the Fluff, it's just an instant win all the time. Of course, my other win condition is Braum. When you level him, he will keep summoning Mighty Poros, which works incredibly well. And the rest of the deck is entirely used to control the battle with Flash Freezes, Avalanches, Harsh Winds, Winter Breath. And I added Corina, but I'm not sure about Corina yet, because I had a lot of spell cards and I was like, this might work. And all the times she really underpowered in this deck. So I'm not sure about this one. I have 2. For now it works because I'm still winning, but not because of her. So that would be a potential 3rd win condition, of course. Now I have the Omen Hawks for first early play, so you have a lot of low cards, so you make sure you always have something on the board, and they start boosting as well. Other cards are also entirely aimed on boosting the Poros, of course. The Iceborn Legacy we have, which I usually use on the Mighty Poro and sometimes on Braum himself. And then we have, of course, the Poro Snacks, which is just incredibly overpowered, because not only will it give all the Poros you have +1/+1, but also all the Poros you're gonna spawn in the future will also get +1/+1. And it's been really overpowered so far, and I haven't... Today I won 4 and lost 1, and I lost that 1 because I simply couldn't get my win condition going. So that was 1 loss, which was sad, but it was very close. I think we ended 1-1 or something. The Herders are an incredibly important card in your deck. They are so important because they also can give you both the Elusive Poros you need and, of course, the Heart of the Fluffs you need. And the Heart of the Fluffs are your prime win condition. If you can get an Elusive to become a Heart of the Fluff, it's just absolutely crazy. So usually I have all these small Poros and then I add the Heart of the Fluff, and there we go. We have an Elusive, we have a Challenger, and I always make sure I have a Mighty Poro, of course, so they have Overwhelm, which is incredibly important, of course. So with Elusive, and sometimes I added Quick Attack if I'm lucky, and Overwhelm, it's just always killing. So then eventually you build your Super Poro, your Super Fluft, and then they start to stress out because they have nothing against it. And usually you already won by that time. Braum and Heart of the Fluff are always a perfect win condition. They can't do anything against them. If they hit one of your targets, if they kill one of your targets, you just start spamming the Mighty Poros and you start building them, and you're already boosting them throughout the fight with the snacks and the legacies, of course. So they can easily become 6-6 or 5-5, and they all help towards leveling your Fluft. And they usually just either give up or to surrender. Now I have some control cards which make sure when their turn is to attack and I don't have enough defenders, I make sure they don't do anything, of course, against me. That makes sense. And then I just keep feeding them snacks. So I've added a few cards and I'm still removing them and adding them all the time because I have some room. I have some room to have extra cards. And if you have a great card that can replace my Those Who Endure or my Corina, just please let me know, because I have room for about 3 cards and I just don't know. They have to be either Piltover or Freljord, of course, and I just don't know which one. So I've been trying everything and all the time they just don't fit in perfectly. So that's really bad. But I could use 2 or 3 cards that would help me actually. And I'm thinking maybe the Jedis, but it's too strong. I don't want to focus on anything but the Poros. So I'm really wondering what cards I should use there. So normally you always have win condition. As if you have Braum, leveled, and if you have a Fluft with Elusive, you can be damn sure that you won that match. All you have to try is to get to that point. To get to that point where you have your Fluft and where you have your Braum. And if you don't have a Braum, the Fluft alone is already enough in most scenarios. So, and the most effective decks I've fought so far are actually the Shadow Isles and Ionia. I see a lot of Shadow Isles and Ionia, and I don't have any problem with them. Not whatsoever. So that's really interesting to know as well. Well, they of course keep hitting Braum because they have no idea what to do against them. And that's also really a big problem, especially with lower ranked leagues. People have no idea what the cards against them do. So they just do stuff all the time. So yes, I've been trying to perfect this deck and I've been working really hard on it. And I've been getting pretty much dislikes on attempts before that. But I really try to make my own deck here. And I think that's really important, that you actually try to make something that's your own, that you actually try to make a deck that works and that wins a lot, but you actually use your brain while creating it, and you actually keep trying. And if you don't like anything, or if you keep drawing a card you really can't use, then remove the card, because it will make sure you lose a lot more matches if you just keep clinging on to the card just because one guide says it. You know, think for yourself. Think what could be beneficial to boost your win conditions and what your win conditions are, of course. Now, having the Fluft is all that matters in this deck. Getting that Fluft up and getting it elusive, and if possible, and it's really easy to add a Mighty Poro to it, get him, get the Mighty Poro, get the Flying Poro, and make sure you throw on a Fluft, and that's already enough. Then you just keep boosting this, or you throw in another Fluft, you know, so you even get those stats as well, because every Fluft gives like 5/5 or something, usually. Maybe depends a bit on your boosting. Now, sometimes I do use Corina, and it's been average. It's not been that good, actually. I like Corina. I see the potential in very big decks with a lot of and I can actually get her off a lot of times. You know, I can play her a lot of times. But does it work perfectly? So far, it's been the best of my additions. So I don't remove her per se. But if I see a spell, or if I hear from a spell that might benefit me more, I will definitely add that. So that's about the deck. And it's getting strong. It's already getting strong. And I've posted videos before where I just play around with the Poro deck and I try the Master Chef Freljord and stuff like that. And, you know, it's not been perfect, but it's been out there and I've been perfecting it, and I will perfect it even more in the future. So I'll just keep this deck posted. It's very good already and will probably get you easily through gold. But is it finished? No, there's still some work to be done. But for now, you can either think for yourself, or you just play it as it is. So of course the deck code are in the description. Please like this video, please subscribe, please help me out. There are a lot more Runeterra videos coming as well, as a side project next to the normal content. And thank you so much for watching.